Hi everyone! Today I have a new toy to review. I bought this 7artisan lens on Amazon Italy because I was curious to try it, have something different as a fisheye than my Mk 6.5. This is the new 7.5 f2.8 fisheye lens from 7artisan. This is the Mark II version, as you can see here, and is quite different from the older 7.5 from 7artisan, since they add two Hoya ultra low dispersion glass, the two marked on red, dark red, and also they used better quality lens on some part. The gray one are two Hoya glass, normal Hoya glass. Also the schematic is a little bit different from the older one, and for 360 panorama people like me, this lens has an equisolid projection. It's a different projection from the older 7.5 artisan lens. As you can see, the box is quite nice. Have two QR codes, one is for the official Facebook 7artisan page and the other is the official website. It's a quite fancy box. Let's open it. And this is the FX mount, the Fujifilm X mount version. First thing we can see is the focus level we can add to the focus ring of the lens. Has a double tape on the back and a little screwdriver, but I cannot see any screw, so I don't know why there is a little screwdriver here. If anyone knows, let me know on the comments below. Then we have a little booklet, some little instruction in Chinese, and on the other side they have the English. It's quite nice, with some technical data down there. They say the weight 265 grams and 7 blades and so on. You can find this information on the 7artisan official website form. And the lens. There's nothing more on the box. Sorry for the noise. And here it is. This is the new version. You can notice some slightly difference from the old one. One of the most noticeable is the aperture ring is inverted. So you have the full aperture on the right side, and to go to the smallest aperture you need to turn right. On the older model you have to turn on the left side anti-clockwise to choose the smallest aperture. The cap is in metal, you can hear it. And also it differs from the older version because he has an ED stamped here. No fisheye mention on the front ring. The fisheye mention is just there, near the aperture ring. And the lens hood is fixed like the Mark I version 1 of the 7.5 or 7artisan. And also has the bayonet mount is all in black. You can see it. As the past model, the aperture ring is clickless, so no click. And this is good for video, but not for taking pictures in my opinion, since I prefer to have the click feeling to understand or know which aperture I'm in. And the focus ring is very smooth as the aperture ring. It seems very well constructed, very well built, and quality seems good. As a size comparison, this is the 35 1.4 from Fujifilm. You can see it has nearly the same size. The 35 is lighter. You can see it's very compact, nice lens. And here is the XE3, so you can see how small this lens is. Here we go. Very compact size, very easy to take it with you on any bag. I think it can be a very good street lens to take pictures on the city or panoramic. First of all, I apply a little bit of auto adjust over there on all the images, so we have a basic exposure for every picture. This is a very harsh test for the flare, because I put the sun just in the center of the frame, and as you can see, it gives a circular flare. It can be a quite nice effect, to be honest. Since the lens was able to manage the flare quite well, maintaining some details on the image. Let me select this one only and zoom inside a little bit. As you can see, the colors and the details are quite okay, even with this very harsh flare. On the second example, I moved a little bit the sun from the center of the lens, and you can notice only this flare down there on the image and nothing else. If you put the sun on the bottom of your frame, you will notice a little bit more flares down there, tiny bit, and I think a tiny bit here, but not quite sure if it's just a reflection from the lamp over there, and a little bit of flare, green flare over there. Let's have a look at our samples. Here we have 4 other examples. The first one here, the flare is quite good. It's just a tiny bit visible here and down there. On the other example, we have a tiny bit of flare up there and nothing else. All the pictures are at f.8. I tried the flares at this aperture since is the most used when you do panoramic shots. And this is just a slightly different angle, you can notice on the image. I can see the flares change a lot, moving a tiny bit. We have some flare here and here on the center of the image, and also a green flare down there. So the flares are managed, let me say, quite well in some condition. In the other, especially if you put the sun on the corners of the frame, you can have a lot of rays, especially on the center of the image. Here I tested the sun in near the border of the lens, and you can see it just gives this flare here, since it's hitting just this side. You will notice more flare if I had put the sun down there. In this case, I don't know why, but I notice a lot more of chromatic aberration. You can see here. These are all raw files with no chromatic aberration correction. This aberration will go away with a tick on any chromatic aberration control and software editing. Since I noticed that all the images were a little bit out of focus or soft, on the soft side at the infinity, I tried to make some tests. This set of pictures are with the focus set at 1 meter. Sign here on the right side is nearly at 1 meter, not perfectly exact, but something that can easily manage by a fisheye lens. And I set the aperture ring to full aperture on the first shot, and I close it to f4, f5.6, f8 and f16, and also I try to manage the focus a little bit to see if it was the lens, the focus ring lens misaligned. I zoom on the first lens here, and you can see at 100% the focus is not good, is soft, and we can notice here on the ground that is also out of focus, even if I was really sure that the sign was nearly at 1 meter. There can be a difference of about 10 centimeters, but maybe it was an underestimate or an error on my side. Closing the aperture ring to f4, we had a slightly better quality, but still on the soft side, and I can see it is a little bit better here. Going to f5.6, and now we are in focus correctly, but I cannot see any depth of field on this lens. I don't know why. Let's go to f.8. It's quite good to be on the corner of the lens until here. If you notice down there on the extreme edges has some chromatic aberration, but still the depth of field is not good. We have also the G letter here is not perfectly sharp. Let's go up. You can see still a little bit on the soft side, and this is with the focus ring adjusted to infinity and at f.8, and you can see we have a good sharpen here, maybe a tiny bit on the soft side, maybe a tiny bit to be picky, and the G letter here is good, but as we move to the infinity or forward with the focus, you can see the lens is not sharp at all. It's very on the soft side. We can move also on the left here, and you can clearly see here a lot of chromatic aberration. So I thought that I had some issue on my lens, and I did further investigation. So thinking at misalign and the focus ring, I did this test. I put my camera at 1 meter exactly and set the focus ring at 1 meter. You can clearly see this is the focus ring set at 1 meter. The lens is completely out of focus. This is at full aperture. No, there's no details at all. On the top, this is at infinity, and you can clearly see we have some sharpness, so the lens is in focus at infinity. To be honest, not a big deal with a fisheye lens, since also the Mk 6.5 had the same issue. So I thought, okay, I probably put my lens at 1 meter f.8 on the other pictures, and I need to test the lens at the infinity mark f.8, or maybe also set at over the infinity mark f.8 to have the best image quality or the best sharpness on the lens. So we can move at the infinity test. I will zoom a little bit, and as you can see, I did this test I'm not sponsored from Harley Davidson. This is just a jacket that I find useful to do this test. And I set myself at 5 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters, 20 meters. And the lens was set at infinity mark at f.8. At 5 meters, the quality was quite good. It is sharp, maybe a tiny bit of a haze between the white and the black jacket, but okay, I don't want to be so picky. By the way, you can already notice at 10 meters the lens is losing sharpness totally. 15 meters we don't have any sharpness at all. 20 meters is completely out of focus. So at infinity, at f.8, the lens loses the depth of field at around 7 meters and a half, because if we compare the 5 meters and 10 meters pictures, you can clearly see that the logo is losing sharpness. At 15 meters is completely out. It's impossible to use a fisheye lens that loses focus over 10 meters. So I did a test setting the lens rig at over infinity, completely locked down so I cannot focus further. At f.8 also, same 5 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters, 20 meters. And I can notice any difference, to be honest, between the infinity and over infinity set. And you can see at 10 meters the lens has the same quality as before. No change at all. 15 meters is out of focus, and so 20 meters. So at the end, I think my sample has some focus issue, and even if I'm in contact with a 7artisan to understand which kind of issue has this sample, I think I will send it back to Amazon and ask for a replacement, hoping that the next lens will be better than this one. It's a pity, since I think this lens can be very, very good. So to be updated, please follow me on my Instagram or Twitter, and please subscribe to my channel to be updated on the next sample or any new video I will make. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. Bye bye!